Scotty Mills is up next from Keller Williams. Morning, Scotty. How are you doing?
Hey, morning, Jeff.
Good to see you.
Happy St. Patrick's
Look
Week.
at you, looking sharp for the St. Patty's Day.
Getting in the mood.
No pinching Scotty today. That's what's going on. All right, so we're talking real estate, and things are moving pretty rapidly.
Yes.
Is that a safe assessment of the market now?
Yeah. I was reading some of the briefs this morning on Northwest MLS, and in particular like Kitsap County and even our county we have about 2.42, I'll just call it 2 months of inventory of housing on the market, which to me that's traditionally low. Not as low as King, Snohomish, and some of the other guys up there, but it's just the buyers are, I imagine, pretty frustrated.
Sure.
With trying to find a house, and they just are going quick. Yeah.
So people really have to have all their. Let's talk about the things that the people have to have ready and post haste, because if you don't have the information, you could be finding yourself missing out on that sale. So from a buyer's perspective, you got to have the letter from the lender saying that you're good for a blank amount of money.
Oh, yeah, you want to know what your purchasing power is going to be, so when you start to do your search and knowing what you want too. Because I think if a buyer sits down and has a consultation and know, hey, we're looking for a 4-bedroom, if you know what you want, you can get out there and search for it. And that way you've kind of set some parameters. Sure. Now you may have to change that a bit because of what's available. You know, like go out and buy the car. I'm looking for the white 4Runner, but of course they're all out there. But you may have to, okay, maybe we're gonna have to change some things here, or there's the color we can live with that.
Is there a certain type of house that is hot right now?
Oh, boy, that's a good question.
Like a single family ranch or a 2-story with a detached garage, or is there something, or is it just people are buying whatever is available?
I would say to answer that question, it almost seems like what age bracket are buyers right now. You're going to get some of the people that are retired. They're going to want the Ramblers. They're not going to have to deal with steps and stairs. Builders with the new construction, it's more cost effective for them to build up. The 2 stories, you'll see the neighborhoods with the 6,000 square foot lot. They're going to be mostly 2-story homes, and that's going to be the abundance of that. And that's appearing to some starter families and stuff like that, getting their first home.
Sure.
And then, of course, you have the investor, and they're going to be looking at, whether it's a 2-story or 1-story, they're looking at price. What's my return on investment? If I can get into this thing low, get it fixed up, rent it, flip it.
And there are ebbs and flows of the types of houses. So 30 years ago, if people were buying 2-story houses, now you would have maybe assumed that buyer is downsizing into a 1-story Rambler as they get older in life as well. Is that kind of how that works?
Well,
are they generational? Are they generational swings when it comes to what people are looking for?
Sure, yeah, because you're going to get a young couple starting out. Maybe they'll be okay with a 2-bedroom, because they got them, and then maybe they have their first child, and then you're going to see it expand to, we need more space. We're outgrowing this.
Yeah.
But what I do find is the first home, maybe second home upgrade, the equity of that, and then someone says, hey, I want to build my own custom home. So you see a lot of that where they don't find what they want, and they go, hey, we have the wherewithal to design and build and find a piece of property and get what we want. And then after that, then they go to the downsizing, and then, of course, other, whatever the cycle is from there.
I was amazed to see the other day that it was a median price in Seattle at near $750,000, and in Bellevue it was $925 or something like that. So some of the pictures I've seen of houses for sale at that price point, I mean, I get its location, but some of the houses or properties, pretty laughable. I mean, you're not getting a whole heck of a lot. How does purchasing power change by county? $500,000, $500,000. You buy a house in Mason County for $500,000. You could probably get a pretty good chunk of land and a pretty nice house. Thurston County may be a little smaller. Pierce, as you move up, it gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah, well, we'll take our neighboring county, Thurston, for a moment. Between Thurston counties, average price and Mason County's average price, there's a $78,000 difference right there.
Oh, wow.
So what that means is someone says, geez, I'll do a 30-minute commute in order to get $78K worth of home in Mason. And that's kind of what we're seeing is that push. And why not? And that's what's happening. People are being pushed out of those high-end markets, the $700,000 that, well, I guess I'll take the ferry and go to Kitsap, because the price there is always going to be, a lot more affordable, and more people would figure, hey, I'll just have to extend my commute time. You see it in California. It happened where the guy lives 12 minutes from work, but it takes him an hour to get there.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things you're seeing. And school districts, are another key indicator. People looking at those and how strong they are. But overall, you're looking at, Pierce County, that's a huge jump. They're up in the top, too, as far as price. So that was pushing people into Thurston.
Huh.
I have a friend, colleague I used to work with when we worked in high tech up in Bellevue years ago, dating myself here. And he's looking at moving down to Tumwater. And he's up in Federal Way right now. And he says, God, it's just crazy. And why not take the equity out of that home in Federal Way?
And would they still do that commute?
He's retired, so it works for him.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, that gets a little rough,
Yeah.
But there are some people that I imagine if you took a little bit of a survey, their commute times are like, hey, However, saying that, I used to commute from the Elmroy, Washington area up to Bellevue to Boeing area when I was contract. Because the thing is, when you get home to your home, it's like, oh, yeah.
I'm home.
Yeah.
Where is this all going? The interest rates are starting to creep up. What will that do to the real estate market? Are people buying now in anticipation of the numbers continuing to go up? And will we ever get back into the 10s? You remember that? It was back in the 80s, and 15% interest rates, stuff like that.
Boy, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever see it get that, up into, like 18%. Rumors were at once. Wow, you just go, that's just hard to fathom. Maybe you'll push 8, 6, but I don't see. And the other thing is that's not having an impact as people think. It's going to probably trickle up. I'm sure it's coming. Same with the tax things that we went through. They thought that would be an impact, and it hasn't. So we got more homes coming on the market. I think like in Mason now, we have 107 new listings, and people are definitely got to take advantage of what's going on. The strong months, that March through end of July.
So now's the time people are going to start really seeing the signs out, and people have to be ready to go on this thing.
Yeah, if you're really into the real estate market and you read all the little books and things out there, that's where a lot of people foundation their passive income and pass it on to generational wealth. And with this market right now, the way it is certainly a time to, hey, take that equity in your home and take advantage of what the market is doing right now, and sit down with someone such as myself, and it's free. I'll talk to you and walk you through it. We can go more into the details of what the data is doing out there.
Well, what's the phone number, Scotty? How can people get in touch with you?
Well, you can get a hold of me at 253-405-2936, and you'll have my email on there.
Yeah, I'll put the email and the link in the show notes.
Because it's March Madness, Jeff.
It is.
Yeah, and
you
April.
Do that? You do picks and all that?
What's that?
March Madness and all that? You do your brackets and everything?
Oh, well, I don't. The real estate bracket.
Yeah. The hot ticket, the number one seed is the market here right now. Very nice. Yeah, I'll put the links in the show notes. Scotty Mills from Keller Williams, helping you navigate these real estate waters. Scotty, always good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, Jeff. Thanks.